Getting a handle on English can sometimes feel like, well, a huge mountain to climb. All those grammar rules, the tenses keep changing, and don't even get me started on pronunciation sometimes.
It definitely can feel overwhelming. But the good news is you don't need to become a master overnight.
Right. So what if it wasn't about these massive, stressful study sessions? What if it was more about weaving it into your everyday life?
Exactly. That's really the core idea. Forget being daunted by the sheer size of it all. Instead, we can focus on building small, smart daily habits.
Little nudges.
Yeah, little nudges that add up. Over time, they lead to real progress. Consistently.
Okay, I like that. And that's what we're digging into today, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've looked at some really practical ways to do this. 10 habits anyone can try. Doesn't matter how busy you are or what your level is right now.
And the goal is to make English just naturally become part of what you do. Not like another task on your to-do list, you see.
Less pressure, more natural exposure.
Precisely. Consistent, low-pressure engagement.
All right, let's jump in. Habit number 1. And this one might feel a little strange at first. Talking to yourself. In English.
Yeah, it sounds funny, maybe even a bit silly when you first hear it, but it's surprisingly powerful. Just, when you're alone, narrate what you're doing.
Like, okay, I'm making coffee now.
Exactly. I'm brushing my teeth, or I think I'll grab that book next.
Yeah.
It sort of builds those mental pathways for thinking in English, and crucially, there's no one there judging you.
Right. Zero pressure. Which is huge. It's like a safe little sandbox for trying out sentences, getting used to the sounds. It really pushes you towards actually thinking in English, doesn't it? Which feels like a big step.
It really is.
But, wouldn't people feel a bit awkward, even alone?
Oh, absolutely. It can feel weird initially. There's a fair point. The trick is maybe to start super small. Just name things. Table, chair, window.
Okay.
Then make a short phrases, then build up. Treat it like a totally private practice run. No stakes.
Got it. Okay, habit number 2. This one involves something most of us are glued to anyway. Change your phone's language setting to English.
Yes. This is a fantastic way to get some gentle forced learning in. You're constantly seeing English words in a context you understand because you use your phone all the time.
Like settings, storage, battery.
Exactly. Those kinds of words. You see them again and again, and you just absorb them naturally.
It's almost like learning by osmosis, isn't it? You don't even realize it's happening.
Pretty much. And because it's tied to actions you do constantly, checking messages, changing settings, the learning is very intuitive.
Makes sense. Okay, habit 3 uses those little gaps in the day. Listening to English while you're moving around.
Right. Think about your commute, or if you go for a walk, maybe while you're cooking or waiting somewhere. These are often, dead time moments.
Yeah, time you wouldn't normally use for studying.
Exactly. So pop on an English podcast or find a YouTube channel you like, even just 10 minutes a day. It really, really adds up.
10 minutes doesn't sound like much, but daily, over months. That's a lot of listening practice.
It accumulates significantly.
And for beginners, are there specific things you'd suggest?
Definitely. Resources like BBC Learning English or English We Speak are great starting points. They tend to use clearer, maybe slightly slower English, designed for learners.
Builds confidence, right? Instead of feeling lost immediately.
Precisely. It makes it more accessible.
Okay, habit 4. This one is about reading, but again, keeping it small. Just read 1 paragraph a day.
1 paragraph. That's the key. Manageable. The thought of a whole English novel can be scary, but a paragraph, anyone can find time for that.
Where from? Like a news site?
Sure, a news app, maybe a blog you follow anyway, even a simple storybook, whatever interests you.
And it's not just passive reading, is it? The idea is to be active.
Yes.
Yeah.
Grab a highlighter or make a note. If you see a word you don't know, jot it down.
Turns reading into a little vocabulary lesson, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And focusing on just a small bit of text lets you really look at how sentences are built, the grammar in action.
Okay, habit 5 brings in writing, a mini journal.
Yeah, just a tiny one. At the end of the day, maybe write 3, 4, 5 lines about what happened.
Like, had a busy day today, met my friend for coffee, that sort of thing.
Perfect. We talked about the weekend. Simple stuff. It seems small, but doing this regularly really does wonders for your grammar and just feeling more comfortable writing.
It's low stakes again, isn't it? Practicing sentence structure, using words you know.
And looking back after a few weeks or months can be really encouraging. You see the improvement.
Plus, you're writing about your own life, so the language feels relevant.
Absolutely. Which makes it stick better.
Habit 6, taking vocabulary slowly. Learn just 5 words a day.
Only 5. It's deliberately small so you don't feel swamped.
Right. So how does it work? Pick 5 words.
Pick 5 useful words, things you think you might actually use. Write them down. This is important. Make your own sentences using them.
Ah, okay. Not just copying dictionary examples, using them yourself.
Exactly. That locks them in better. Then, quick review the next day before adding the next 5.
Slow and steady vocabulary building.
It's much more effective long-term than trying to cram lists of words. Sustainable growth.
Habit 7 involves watching things, shows, movies, but with a specific technique. Watch with English subtitles first, then without.
Yes, it's a 2-step process. Really good for listening skills. So, first time through a scene or maybe a short clip, watch with the English subtitles on. Get the meaning.
Okay, understand what's happening.
And rewind, watch that same bit again, but this time subtitles off.
Ah, testing yourself.
Exactly. See how much you catch just by listening now that you have the context.
I can see how that would work. You're training your ear without the safety net the second time.
And you start picking up on the rhythm, the intonation, how words connect in fast speech, things subtitles don't always convey.
Nice technique. Okay, habit 8 is about tech again. Free apps.
Yeah, leveraging the tools many of us already have access to. There are some really great free apps out there. Duolingo is popular, makes vocabulary feel like a game.
Yeah, it's quite addictive.
It can be. Then there's HelloTalk, which connects you with actual native speakers to chat.
Oh, cool. For real practice.
Yeah. And even just Google Translate for quick meaning checks on the go. Super handy.
And again, the idea is small bursts, right? Not hours.
Just 10 minutes a day on one of these apps can make a noticeable difference over time. Many use smart methods like spaced repetition, too.
To help you remember things.
Exactly. Makes your short bursts more effective.
Habit 9 encourages connection. Joining English-speaking groups.
Right. Online platforms are great for this. Think WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, maybe Telegram. Lots of communities focused on English learning or just shared interests where English is the common language.
So you can just jump into conversations, ask questions.
Pretty much. It's usually quite informal, relaxed. A good way to learn casually from others, see how people actually talk.
Takes away some of the scariness of speaking, maybe. Doing it in a group setting.
It definitely can. And you get support, too. Knowing others are on the same journey. It builds confidence.
Okay, last one. Habit 10. This is about looking back. Tracking progress weekly.
Yeah, taking a moment, maybe every Sunday, just to reflect. Ask yourself some simple questions. What new words did I actually learn and maybe use this week?
What did I read? Or write?
Did I understand something I listened to better than before? Did I manage to say something I wanted to say?
Even small improvements.
Especially the small improvements. Noticing them is key. It keeps you motivated.
And helps you see where maybe you want to focus next week.
Exactly. It makes the progress visible, reinforces the value of those daily habits, and keeps you connected to why you're doing it.
So those are the 10. It really paints a picture, doesn't it? Fluency isn't about cramming.
Not at all. It's much more about, well, living English a little bit every single day. Consistency is everything.
Making it part of the routine naturally.
That's when you really start to see the changes.
So the advice for everyone listening is pretty straightforward then.
I think so. Don't try to do all 10 tomorrow.
No, definitely not.
Pick maybe 2 or 3. Whichever ones feel like they'd slot into your life most easily right now.
And just start.
Just start today.
Yeah.
Don't wait until you feel ready or your grammar is perfect.
Yeah.
Because that day might never come.
Yeah. Just begin speaking, reading, listening. Enjoy the process, I guess.
Absolutely. Enjoyment is a big part of sticking with it. And maybe, as a final thought to take away, consider this. Out of all these small habits, which single one, if you really committed to doing it consistently, starting today, which one do you personally feel might make the biggest difference to your English journey in the long run?
That's a good question to ponder. Which small key unlocks the biggest door for you?
Something to think about as you make English a more natural part of your world.